Hey everybody, Jimmy Rance here. This is Sunday, April the 19th. The reason I say the date is because it's a very, very special date to me. And I want to talk about that for a little while. This has been a real tough week, as you know. And what I mean, I hope that I can kind of wrap some of this poor, pitiful pearl crap up. But this is the reality of my life that I'm sharing with you. Don't know if you're interested in my life at all. I am very interested in my life. Uh, Last Friday was just for you new people. Last Friday was my wife and I's anniversary. Last Friday was also another anniversary, and I hate to use that word anniversary. That marked also her death of 7 months ago. Now today, again, is another very special day to me. Way back over a decade ago, my wife and I, we physically met. We physically met for the first time on April the 19th at about 4 o'clock p.m. here at my house. And we stayed together for almost a year. We only missed it by 2 days being together because we wanted to get married on April the 19th, but we couldn't because of a big blizzard that was supposed to blow in. So we backed it up and we got married on the 17th, which we did. Today, many years ago, was the best day of my life. Bobby and I both called it Garage Day. What was really unique is she flew into the Colorado Springs airport. She got an Uber. The Uber took her to the house here. She told me, because it was really kind of cold, she goes, "Jim, I want you to stay in the garage. Just open up the garage door. I'll have the driver pull right up to the garage door and I'll get out and we'll meet." And I said, "If that's what you want to do, that's what we'll do." And sure enough, the weird thing is when she drove up, I could not see her sitting in this van or minivan or whatever it was she was in, this Uber, because there was a glare on it. I couldn't see her at all. She could see me, but I couldn't see her. And when she opened the door and she got out of the van, it was a white van. She didn't walk to me. She ran to me. I have never in my life had a woman ever run to me, but she ran to me. She kind of had her purse in her hand, I remember, and she dropped the purse, and I remember that her American Express card flew out, hit the driveway, and it just stayed there, and she ran and just jumped into my arms, and we embraced. And we stayed in that garage probably 15 or 20 minutes before we got inside of the house. It's probably the most romantic time of my life, that day that we call Garage Day. So it's a very special day today. You know what I mean? So I thought if I could get through today, that maybe I could start unwinding it. And let me tell you why am I thinking, if you're interested. I have some more stuff. Don't turn it off, please. I have more stuff to say a little later on. But since we were married, this is the first time in over a decade that I had to spend Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas alone. My routine was being with my wife for all those years. For all those years, we celebrated these special days together. And every one was always good. It really was. I've experienced for the first time being alone my wife's birthday. So I did that. It's very weird because, it's like that first year you go through a lot of firsts, the first time you're not together on Thanksgiving and Christmas, all your holidays, birthdays, anniversaries. We just had the anniversary the other day. She's gone, didn't get to celebrate it with her. I'll tell you something that I have, as crazy as this sounds, we all grieve in different ways. I bought my wife this brush quite a while back, and she would brush her hair. And there was this, like when you're standing in front of our mirror in the master bathroom, there's a little shelf on the wall. So when she's standing there, looking at the mirror, if she needed something, she could reach over and grab a brush right off of that little shelf. Well, after her passing, I looked at that brush. I started getting rid of certain things, but I couldn't get rid of that brush because it had a lot of her hair in it. It's the only thing that I have in this house that is physical from my wife. Yeah. And every day I touch that hair. I admit that I've even grabbed that brush and just put my face to it. It helps me get through. Maybe stupid, but that's what it is. Well, anyway, I guess I'll stop talking about this, but this is a very important day to me too. It's another one of those first days without my wife during a special event. I think I'm hanging in there pretty good, considering I have my moments. You know, I'll tell you something though, and I've mentioned this before. A lot has happened since Bobby died. I'm not going to go into it because I made a 50-something minute video about it. Some secrets that I learned after she passed. Some secrets that devastated me. So not only was I dealing with her death, but I had to deal with the devastation from all of these secrets that I learned. It's if you want to watch it, if you haven't, it's a long video, but it's a long story. And really, I rushed through to try to tell that story, but it took 50-something minutes to do it. And I forgot what it's called. Something about you'll see catfish in the title. My wife catfished me. And I'll tell the story about that. But I want to shift gears and I want to talk about something else. I'm 71 years old. I had a wonderful marriage with Bobby. It was almost perfect to me. It really, truly was. Up until her death, and then when I found out about all of these hidden secrets that Bobby kept from me. It's very interesting. You ought to check that video out. It's very interesting. I mean, if you want to, you don't have to, of course. But Bobby and I had a talk a while back. A lot of people don't talk about stuff like this, I guess, but Bobby and I had a sit down, grown up sit down, and we talked about what do you think we would do if one of us died? Like if I died, do you think you're going to get married again, Bobby? And Bobby asked me the same thing. And we both said, we don't really know, but we're not going to say yes, but we're not going to rule it out. Well, I can tell you right now, and I'm not in the market right this second, but I'm keeping my options open. I hear a lot of you talk about how horrible marriage is and if you could ever be single, or for those of you who got out of a bad marriage or your spouse passed away, you want to stay single and you want to be happy. You don't want to go back into taking care of anybody. You don't want any kind of marital responsibility towards a spouse. I kind of get that. But because my marriage was so wonderful, I mean, really, I have a good taste in my mouth about what marriage means to me. And I believe if I married again, I believe it could be very fruitful and very loving like what Bobby and I had. I really do. So I'm keeping my options open. I was listening to this video today. I'm subbed to this young lady. She's a Canadian lady. She has a wonderful channel. She was a school teacher, I believe. And her channel was called, let's see, let me get it right, Solo Second Act. Solo Second Act. She doesn't really know me, but she has a good channel. If you'd like to go check it out, maybe sub her channel. You could tell her Jimmy Rant sent you. Again, she doesn't know me, but it just as a courtesy, it lets, content creators know where some of their subs came from. It's always appreciative. And she was talking about something that really held my interest. I don't want to steal her video, and that's not my intention, but I'm going to borrow some of the things that she was talking about because I thought it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant the way she stated these things. She says, like, where are you? Let's say that you've been out in the ocean. Let's just use that term. That's what she used. Let's say you're out in the ocean and you're in a marriage. Now, this is where I'm going to change some stuff up. You're in a marriage or a relationship. Now, you're out in this ocean. And that boat that you're in may be a small boat, and it may be a rough, turbulent waters that you are in that boat. Symbolic of the way your relationship or your marriage is. It's rough. So what do you want to do? As quickly as possible, you want to get to the shore. You want to get to the shore, and even more so than that, you want to get to a safe harbor, as she said. You want to be sitting in that harbor because it's safe. And then once you get to the safe harbor, you're okay. You know what I'm trying to say? You're okay. Marriage-wise, you're okay. Or maybe that's your safety net. So you've gone from the rough waters, and then there's marriages like what Bobby and I had, and we were out on that same ocean, except we weren't in a little bitty boat just kind of in the turbulent water. We were like on maybe a luxury liner. At least that's what it feels like to me. And the water was calm and smooth, and it was smooth sailing. But for some people, it's rough and tough. And again, they want to get to that safe harbor. Where are you at? Where are you at? Are you in a safe harbor? Are you standing on the shore looking at that water? Just wondering, am I going to get back on the boat? Am I going to get back on that boat with a maybe new partner? And let's see if we can build something. Or are we just going to stand on the shore just looking but never doing anything? Or are we going to go to the safe harbor? Do you see where I'm going with this, guys? It's a beautiful analogy that this lady came up with, and I wanted to borrow some of it because I thought it was a great way to explain what I'm trying to say. Now, me, I can't speak for you, but me, I'm standing on the shore, but I'm looking out at that water. And that water's pretty calm. And am I willing to get back on another boat? In the future, I am. I'm 71 years old. I'm going to be 72 years old this August the 19th. Time's not on my side. I've pretty much lived most of my active years, and I know that. But how do I want to go out? Do I want to go out standing on the shore, just wondering, looking out at the ocean, wondering, is my last partner on a nice ship out on that water, and I need to get on that boat and to see if we can keep it in calm waters? Because me, I don't want to have turbulence. I don't want to be in big, dangerous swells. I don't want to do that. I've been there before in the past, and I couldn't wait to get back to the shore, and I couldn't wait to get to the safe harbor where that ended all of this toxic relationship that I had in the past. But when I found Bobby and she came to me over a decade ago on this day at approximately this time, we were not on the shore and we weren't in the safe harbor trying to escape something. We were on the water and it was calm. And I really hope, I hope in the future, I hope I can get back on that boat and be in that calm water and be with somebody Not because I'm trying to replace anybody or anything like that, no. Because that's the kind of guy I am. Well, everybody else touts and loves being alone and all that stuff. Well, I'm kind of not the lonely guy kind of person. I love family. I love being married. I love having dinner with somebody that I love and care for. I love spending the holidays with that person, watching Christmas movies or having a cup of hot cocoa and watching the Polar Express or whatever we do, a Christmas story. I love that. I love that. And I miss it. So what are you guys? Are you on the shore? Are you in the safe harbor? Are you out there on that water? And if you're on the water, is that water real rough and dangerous, or is it real smooth? Thanks for listening, guys. I really do appreciate it. I'm Jimmy Rance.